Like The Muppets Most Wanted? Oh, The Big House 1930. I'll get it in. Call you back. Bye-bye. Welcome back to the Callback with me, Lauren Allen. If you're new here, I review the 4 major entertainment awards in sequential order. Today, we've got The Big House 1931. Let's get into it. Big house. Welcome to The Big House, 1931. So The Big House was one of the first prison movies to be made, and it was inspired by a lot of the riots happening in 1929. George Hill ended up working with Francis Marion on the script, on the screenplay. The part of Butch was originally offered to Lon Chaney, but he ended up being really sick, and they didn't fully know why. He was too sick to film and eventually ended up passing from cancer, which who knows what kind of complications would have happened if he actually went through with shooting it and then, finds out. So instead, the role went to Wallace Beery. He was big in the silent pictures, and so the studio he was with kind of dropped him because they were like, oh, well, now we have talkies, and so it's not gonna be as great, even though he had a great voice. And so what ended up happening is he ends up doing this film, ends up getting tons and tons of roles in talkies afterward. So for that studio,
sucks to suck.
Anyway, with that, let's get to it. I wonder where this was filmed. This feels familiar, and I don't know why. I know it's not supposed to be this way, but I do think it's funny that they're like,
all right, take him back.
And then it's like,
let me take your picture.
Don't drink and drive. Of course they're putting him in there with the slickest crook they've ever had. No, of course. Of course. Don't get chicken-hearted again. Knuckles rapping. Knocking on the door, time to meet your roommate. He's in jail because he gotta set yourself straight. But he's with the biggest crook in town, you see. I bet this guy's gonna be probably your worst enemy. You want a knuckle sandwich? Press the flesh. In the dungeon. Just knocked him out cold. At least the crooks are reasonable, mostly. All right, you punch the guy, put him up in his bed. Yeah? Yeah, okay, fine. Crazy. Oh, it's a 3-bunk. Then you see stuff like that. No. I mean, I'm sure that's part of the family that you killed, but still. Oh, what a cool shot. You cut out the applesauce. Sweetheart. He's too happy about that. He's so happy about that. Yours truly. Bring back yours truly. The phrases in here are just so wild. I've never heard like half of them. I like how there's this sense of accountability. I think it brings a humanity to these characters where even if it's just for them, there's an accountability toward each other and how they behave, even though they're in prison. I think it's more interesting to me to see 2 people who look out for each other, even if they're putting on a front for everybody else. Racing bugs is awesome. He's gonna lose them. Who put chewing gum on the bugs we couldn't raise? Okay, movie magic. His sister showed up. Don't play with fire. But also, how would that guy know? If he's been snitching this whole time and he isn't out, what are we doing? What we doing? I'd be so mad. And honestly, Kent is the worst. And maybe it's a good thing he's in jail. Kind of like that they've stayed on this frame that whole time. Okay, time lapse. It's interesting how they're portraying, different kinds of disabilities, speech impediments, or the guy who is cross-eyed. I'm just noticing that even though it's not necessarily completely good representation throughout all of this time period, I think this one is mostly fine. It's, it's still not great, but we are seeing people that are affected by this in their life, and I do think that's kind of cool. I feel like we're not really seeing much of that kind of representation today unless it's like specific to that kind of disability. I don't know, something to consider. Oh, wonderful. Or is this part of a plan? I love this. Oh, he's gonna sneak out with the morgue. This guy is so smart. Well done. At least they can appreciate his skill. Girl, but this gun is an accessory now. This is the craziest meet cute ever. Dad, I don't have a crush on this felon. I don't. Stop. Dad. No, guys. Oh. Goes back to prison. face, you know, your sister. Yeah, we kissed a little bit. It just gets worse and worse. How'd they do that? It's framed in a way where you could only focus on Butch. No matter how much you like looked throughout the rest of the frame, your eye always went back to Butch. But it like wasn't obvious, you know? But I noticed it. What a beautiful wide shot. And honestly, this whole movie has a lot of really good wide shots. Love this guy. It's not Morgan. This guy's pissing me off. It would be so scary. Looks like a rat to me. They just have army tanks? What is... Okay. It wasn't Morgan. What a rat got. Oh, that's it. Okay. Let's talk about it. Time for the review. I felt like there were a lot of really, really good things that I just wasn't expecting. Really great storytelling in both like camera and the edit as well as the story, and it felt very grounded and human, which I really appreciated because I think sometimes we can get caught in the stereotypes of prison, but I really liked the way that they seemed to stretch these relationships with each other. And like the biggest things that I didn't like about it, like the things that made me frustrated, were the things where I was like, oh, well, that actually made it good. That wasn't a thing that we shouldn't bring back. That's actually a thing that got me more emotionally invested. I really loved that. I felt like it was very clean and clear in the relationships with each other as well. Minor things that I don't think we should bring back. I think sometimes there's like a repetition that just doesn't necessarily need to be there. For example, it's like his catchphrase of like, who, me? Who, me? Oh, me? Doing my Robert De Niro impression. I truly enjoyed it more than I was expecting to be honest. Tennessee Williams. Okay, great. Call you back. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow we're going over the Tonys. You're not gonna wanna miss it. See you then.